Hello, 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 my little ice cubes, and welcome. It is I, your big Oni sis, Calla Nevermelt, with yet another episode review of Dandadan. And this episode was fantastic. It was also a nice little breather after last week's episode, which was a huge emotional roller coaster. This one, it was more chilled, and it was more of again, a nice little breather. But without further ado, there's a lot I want to discuss about this episode, and so let's get started. First and foremost, let's talk about the fact that, well, just a little side note. There is one filler chapter that didn't make it to the anime, and it's okay because it doesn't really add nor take away anything. It's just a filler chapter to let you see how much of a great grandmother Psycho is. And it is wholesome. I highly recommend you go read it. But again, it doesn't really add nor take anything away. Now, other than that though, this whole entire episode, just like this whole entire season to be honest, did a fantastic job with not only the music, but also the lighting, the animation. Everyone who's working at the studio deserves a raise, a huge one, mind you, because dear God, they cooked. They cooked, and we got an all-you-can-eat buffet. Now, speaking of buffets, this scene right here, the intro, where we have Avery joining all, the crew in eating with the family. This is going to be a recurring gimmick that you will see in after every single arc. Just like in One Piece, you can tell that an arc has officially come to an end when everyone is having a huge feast. However, in Dandadan's case, whenever there's a arc that has finished, they increase their numbers. And it gets to the point where it's so ridiculous that you gotta wonder if Seiko worships the god of fortune and luck, because where does all that money come from? But, like I said, every arc, we're gonna get a villain, and with that villain, we're gonna get a new member to the team that's going to help out in some big way in the next arc. And also another thing to note too is this is gonna be where we get to see Avery show off, her abilities and stuff like that. I know you could say that was a spoiler, but is it really a spoiler when you know she's gonna be a part of the team? So, yeah, nah, it is definitely not. But though, after each main arc, we get this other arc that again just shows off what the character will bring to the table, and I love it. Tatsu does a great job in giving each character room to grow, to breathe, and to show, well, again, what they can bring to the table. But as the characters are eating, this scene and the next scene are absolutely hilarious, and I fucking love it. So, as everyone is eating, Momo is like, hey, listen, Avery, I don't want any more smoke, let's, be civil from here on out. To which Avery's like, nah, I still see you as a demon, I am chosen by God, and, all this and that, and this was hilarious because she then points at Seiko and says, there's no way your grandmother can be that young and hot. Mind you, in the manga she says pretty, but in all fairness, two things can be true at the same time, because let's be real, Seiko is, by definition, pretty frickin' hot, 11 out of 10. But as they're having this conversation, they then start to talk with their mouth full, which leads us into this scene right here. Now, first off, I did want to point out that in the manga, you get to see what they're saying. Meanwhile, in the anime, if you're watching the sub and having captions on, you do get to see what they're saying, but if you don't have the captions on and are just watching the dub, then you just get this right here, where it's just Japanese letters showing up, to which it gets even more hilarious because Momo and Avery interact with it. They break the fourth wall by showing the letters to the side, and it is absolutely hilarious. Which also, what makes it even more funny is the fact that you got Turbo Granny and Okavern were just eating the noodles, as to say, man, these noodles sure are good, aka these peas sure are good. They don't want to get caught up in this awkward conversation that the two girls are having. So, it was like, hey, listen, I gotta do some plot stuff. I'll see ya, bye, adios, and then she leaves. But then we get the next hilarious scene, and I'm going to assume this was either Seiko's, idea or Turbo Granny, because we get to see Okavern getting his family jewels back. Now you may be asking yourself, how does he get them back? Does he just have to touch it and, put it in? Does Turbo Granny just have to chant some, magic, stuff and it will go in? No, they play baseball with this man's left nut, or right nut. And, like I said, this anime is balls to the wall. And so, as he finally gets it, he's in agony for obvious reasons. Thankfully, the gilf missed hitting the ball. And he gets it back, he's happy, he's excited. And so Momo, later says, hey, you wanna hang out, you wanna do stuff, only for Okura to be like, nah, sorry, I can't, I got the classwork, I got homework, I got, basically excuse after excuse. And we see, now, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, fam, this is one of the most annoying tropes, and not just anime, but fiction in general. Because as Momo is wondering what is up with Okran, she leaves the class and goes outside only to see Okran on top of Avi. And then we get this huge misunderstanding where Momo doesn't want to speak to him anymore. And what we, the audience, discover is that Okran was actually working out because, well, the guild has told him, hey, listen, if you want to get stronger, you're going to have to do some push-ups, sit-ups, squats, things like that. And we see him taking it very seriously. He didn't want to tell Momo because, plot convenience. He wanted it to be a surprise. And what makes this, worse is that Evie wants to kiss him because, again, this man has Riz. This man has frickin' Riz. And it is just... So, the reason why Avery wants to, kiss is because she has it in her smooth little adorable brain that this is what you do in a relationship. This is the next best thing or the next step in any relationship. Now, how does she discover this? How does she come up with this batshit insane idea? She has done studying. Very hard studying at her father's studies. And this, not only is it adorable and hilarious, but also another little fun fact for you, this scene here is anime only. And also, if I had to take a guess at to what she is watching, I'm pretty sure she's only watching the most wholesome of animes and nothing else when it comes to romance advice. But anywho, of course, Momo storms away, says, I don't want to talk to you, just drop it. Again, one of the most annoying tropes. And then she goes back into the class to sulk and talk to a mantis shrimp. Which this scene here, This scene here was just as hilarious because I didn't see it coming. Pause. And that is live action footage. I don't know why. I don't know whose idea it was. But massive props for creativity because I was just thinking they were going to just have an anime shrimp. I don't understand why they did it, but it's hilarious. So, props to whoever's idea that was. However, though, when it comes to, what happens next is, well, you see, the reason why we're talking about Mantis shrimp is what you call foreshadowing. And so as, Momo is sulking and annoyed about Okvern is also sulking. He finds out, or at least they both, as well as Avery, find out that they are in the empty space. Now, mind you, empty space is what the Serpo can create to make themselves invisible to the naked eye, and basically create this little dimension that looks like the regular world, but outside is complete and totally dark. And this is where they can, dispatch anyone they want. Last, we had the Flatwoods Monster. However, Lottes, this time we have Nessie, and oh my god. The animation, the design, everything was absolute peak. I did not expect this level of incredibility. Either way, I didn't expect this level of amazing. Now, I don't know if the stripe in the manga was supposed to, light up or not. Whether if it was or wasn't doesn't matter because it makes it look even cooler. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know why, but you see, the Loch Ness Monster is a creature in Scotland in the Lochs that is said to have been seen many years ago with a photograph. However, this creature is said to be a plesiosaur, aka an extinct dinosaur, and there's been many hoaxes, many theories, many things that all point to this creature, sadly, like every other creature and mythical thing, doesn't exist. However, there have been several Loch Ness Monster inspired characters in media, such as the water ice Pokemon Lapras, and you even have one such as the Scooby-Doo movie, well, Scooby-Doo in the Loch Ness. Plus, there's several others such as several others such as Arville Monsters. There's been cameos, Samurai Jack, the Tomb Raider game. The list goes on. But when it comes to the Loch Ness Monster, it is one of the most well-known and more popular of all the cryptids. I mean, hell, I think last year there was literally a Loch Ness Monster horror game. But anywho. So, with that out of the way though, we then see that they are not alone. Because Okvern and Avery, who is there for mysterious reasons, get caught by the Serpo and are met with this mysterious creature who I'm not going to say what he's supposed to be until next week, but I love his little song thing, and apparently the song is in Latin, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am, so I do apologize, but I love that, he's just singing this little song, and then smokes Okvern like it is nothing. Now, what makes this even more hilarious is the fact that I know, as well as manga readers know, this dude's name. This dude has the most silliest name in all of anime or fiction. I'm not going to tell you because I want you to find out. However though, what you do need to know is, well, the Serpo are like, hey, we want your banana, and they are stripping Okvern, down, wanting his banana badly. And then we see something absolutely amazing. and that is Avery becoming the acrobatic Silky. Her design looks killer. 10 out of 10. And dear God, I cannot wait to the next episode because this was amazing. Again, the animation, especially with Nessie, was absolute peak, and we get to see a new, character. Furthermore, this this is going to be a damn good episode. The next episode is also going to be just as good. We're going to see Acrobatic Silky showing off what she can bring to the table, and I love it. Also, one thing to note is the surf state that, Okuran, the reason why they're after his banana is because he is exquisite, aka because of his, Turbo Granny superpower. His mojo is more, wanted than others, which again, absolute hilarious. Furthermore, you got, Avery, who is just, she's going to shine. And the reason why she is in the, empty space is because, well, the rules are those with high spiritual pressure or levels may enter, meaning, of course, Avery is allowed. So, with that being said, that is sadly where the episode ends. We gotta wait till next week. Holy crap. Plus, one other thing, if I'm not mistaken, Dandadan's next chapter won't be until December 6th, I believe. Again, I could be mistaken. But other than that, though, my little ice cubes, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you follow me, like this, share this, do all the things that you know you need to do in order to support my channel. And thank you all. You were all amazing. Bye!